Hare Krishna. Can someone say if you can hear me?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, let's continue. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrityam Naranjaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam bhāgavata-sevayā bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nandagopa kumaraya govindaya namo namaha harihi om shri gurubhyo namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 6. Brahma satisfies Lord Shiva. Maitreya अथ देवगणा सर्वे रुद्राणीकैः प्रजाचिताः शूलपट्टिश निस्त्रिंश गदापरिगः मुद्गरैः सञ्छिन्नभिन्नसर्वाङ्गाः सात्विकः सभ्याभयाकुला स्वयंभुवे नमस्कृत्य कार्त्स्नेयनैतान् नैवेदयन्. All the priests and other members of the sacrificial assembly and all the demigods, having been defeated by the soldiers of Lord Shiva and injured by weapons like tridents and swords, approached Lord Brahma with great fear. After offering him obeisances, they began to speak in detail of all the events which had taken place. उपलभ्य पुरैवैतद् भगवान् अब्ज सम्भवः नारायणश्च विश्वात्मा न कस्याद्वरम् ईयतुः. Let me read again. उपलभ्य पुरैवैतद् भगवान् अब्जसम्भवः नारायणश्च विश्वात्मा न कस्यद्वरम् ईयुतुः. Both Lord Brahma and Vishnu had already known that such events would occur in the sacrificial arena of Daksha, and knowing beforehand, they did not go to the sacrifice. तदार्क्य विभुः प्राह तेजीयसि कृतागसि क्षेमाय तत्र सा भूयान् न प्रायेण बुभुषतमम्. When Lord Brahma heard everything from the demigods and the members who have attended the sacrifice, he replied, "You cannot be happy in executing a sacrifice if you blaspheme a great personality and thereby offend his lotus feet. You cannot have happiness in that way. अथापि यूयं कृतकिल्बिषाभवं ये बर्हिषो भागभाजं परादुः प्रसा प्रसादयाध्वं परिशुद्धचेतसा क्षिप्रप्रसादं प्रगृहीताङ्घ्रिपद्मम्. You have excluded Lord Shiva from taking part in the sacrificial results, and thereby you are all offenders at his lotus feet. Still, if you go without mental reservations and surrender unto him and fall down at his lotus feet, he will be very pleased. आशाना जीवितम् अध्वरस्य लोकः सपालः कुपितेन यस्मिन् तम् आसुदेवं प्रियतया विहीनं क्षमापयध्वं हृदि विद्धं दुरुक्तैः. Lord Brahma also advised them that Lord Shiva is so powerful that by his anger all the planets and their chief controllers can be destroyed immediately. Also, he said that Lord Shiva was especially sorry because he had recently lost his dear wife and was also very much afflicted by the unkind words of Daksha. Under the circumstances, Lord Brahma suggested it would behoove them to go at once and beg his pardon. नाहं न यज्ञो न च यूयम् अन्ये ये देहभाजो मुनयश्च तत्त्वं विदुः प्रमाणं बलवीर्ययोर्वा यस्यात्मतन्त्रस्य क उपायं विधीयेत्. Lord Brahma said that no one, not even himself, Indra, all the members assembled in the sacrificial arena, or all the sages, could know how powerful Lord Shiva is. Under the circumstances, who would dare to commit an offense at his lotus feet? आदिश्य सुरान् अजस्तु तैः समन्वितः पितृभिः स प्रजेशैः ययौ स्वधिष्ण्यान् निलयं पुरद्विषा कलैष कलै कैलासम् अद्रि प्रवरं प्रियं प्रभोः. After thus instructing all the demigods, the Pitas, and the lords of the living entities, Lord Brahma took them with him and left for the abode of Lord Shiva, known as the Kailasha hill. जन्मौषधि तपो मंत्र योग सिद्धै नरेतरैः युष्टः किन्नर गंधर्व वैर अप्सरोभिर्वृतः सदा. The abode known as Kailasha is full of different herbs and vegetables and is sanctified by Vedic hymns and mystic yoga practice. Thus, the residents of that abode are demigods by birth and have all mystic powers. Besides them, there are other human beings who are known as Kinnaras and Gandharvas and are accompanied by their beautiful wives, known as Apsaras and or angels. नानामणिमय शृङ्गैर् नानाधातु विचित्रैः नानाद्रुमलता गुल्मैर् नानामृगगणावृतैः. Kailasha is full of mountains filled with all kinds of valuable jewels and minerals and surrounded by all varieties of valuable trees and plants. The top of the hill is nicely decorated by various types of deers. नानामलप्रस्रवणैर्नानाकन्दरसानुभिः रमणं विहरन्तीनां रमणैः सिद्धयोषिताम्. There are many waterfalls, and in the mountains there are many beautiful caves in which the very beautiful wives of the mystics are found. मयूरकेकाभिरुतं मदान्दाळि विमूर्छितं प्लावितैः रक्तकण्ठानां पूजितैश्च पतत्रीणाम्. On Kailasha hill, there is always the rhythmical sound of the peacock's sweet vibrations and the bees humming. Cuckoos are always singing, and other birds whisper amongst themselves. आह्वयन्तम् इवोदस्तैर्द्विजान् कामदुगैर्द्रुमैः व्रजन्तम् इव मातङ्गैर्गृणन्तम् इव निर्झरैः. There are tall trees with straight branches that appear to call the sweet birds, and when herds of elephants pass through the hills, it appears that the Kailasha hill moves with them. When the waterfalls resound, it appears that Kailasha hill does also. मन्दारै पारिजातैश्च सरलैश्चोपशोभितं तमालैः शारतालैश्च कोविदारासनार्जुनैः चूतैः कदम्बैर्नीपैर्च नागपुन्नागचम्पकै पाटलाशोकबकुलैः कुण्डैः कुरु कुरभकैरपि. The whole of Kailasa hill is decorated with various kinds of trees, of which the following names may be mentioned: Mandara, Parijata, Sarala, Tamala, Tala, Kovidara, Asana, Arjuna, Amrajati, Mango, Kadamba, Dhuli Kadamba, Naga, Punnaga, Champaka, Patala, Ashoka, Bakula, Kunda, and Kurabaka. The entire hill is decorated with such trees which produce flowers with fragrant aroma. स्वर्णार्न शतपत्रैश्च वररेणुकाजातिभिः कुब्जकैर्मल्लिकाभिश्च माधवीभिश्च मंडितम्. There are other trees also which decorate the hill, such as the golden lotus flower, the cinnamon tree, malati, kubja, mallika, and madhavi. Panasodubbarasvatta प्लक्षन्यग्रोध्र न्यग्रोध हिन्गुभिः ऊर्जैर् ओषधिभिः पूगै राजपूगैश्च जम्बुभिः. Kailasha Hill is also decorated with such trees as Kata, jackfruit, Julara, banyan trees, Plakshas, Nyagrodhas, and trees producing Asafoetida. Also, there are trees of betel nuts and Burja Patra, as well as Rajapuga, blackberries, and sometimes similar other trees. खर्जूराम्रातकाम्राद्यैः प्रियाल मधुकेङ्गुदैः द्रुमजातिभिः अन्यैश्च राजितं वेणुकीचकैः. There are mango trees, Priyala, Maduka, and Inguda. Besides there are other trees like thin bamboos, kichaka, and varieties of other bamboo trees, all decorating the tract of Kailasha hill. कुमुदोत्फल कहलार शतपत्र विनर्धिभिः नील नलिनीषु कालं कूजत् खग मृदोपशोभितम् मृगैः शाखां मृगैः क्रोधैर्मृगेन्द्रैर्रक्षशल्यकैः गवयैः सरभैर्व्याघ्रैर्दुरुभिर्महिषादिभिः. There are different kinds of lotus flowers such as Kumuda, Utpala, and Shatapatra. The forest appears to be a decorated garden, and the small lakes are full of various kinds of birds who whisper very sweetly. There are also many kinds of other animals like deers, monkeys, boars, lions, rakshas, shalyakas, forest cows, forest asses, tigers, small deer, buffalo, and many other animals who are fully enjoying their lives. Karnan कर्णान्त्रैकपदाश्वासैर्निर्जुष्टं वृकनाभिभिः कलदीखण्ड समृद्धा नलिनी Pulina Shriyam. There are varieties of deers such as Karnantra, Ekapada, Aswasya, Vrika, and Kasturi, the deer which bears musk. Besides the deer, there are many banana trees which decorate the small hillside lakes very nicely. पर्यतं नन्दया सत्याः स्नानापुण्यतरोदया विलोक्य भूतेश गिरिं विबुधा विस्मयं ययुः. There is a small lake named Alakananda in which Sati used to take her bath, and that lake is especially auspicious. All the demigods, after seeing the specific beauty of Kailash hill, were struck with wonder at the great opulence to be found there. ददृशुस् ददृशुस् तत्र ते रम्याम् अलकां नाम वैपुरीं वनं सौगन्धिकीं चापि यत्र तन्नाम पङ्कजम्. Thus the demigod saw the wonderfully beautiful region known as Alaka in the forest known as Saugandhika, which means full of fragrance. The forest is known as Saugandhika because of its abundance of lotus flowers. नन्दाचालकनन्दा च सरितौ बाह्यतः पुरः तीर्थपादपदाम्बोज रजसै रजसातीव पावने. They also saw the two rivers named Nanda and Alakananda. These two rivers are sanctified by the dust of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Govinda. Yayau Sura Striya Kshatar अवरुह्य स्वदिष्ण्यतः क्रीडन्ति पुंसः सिन्यन्त्यो विगाह्य रतिकर्षिताः. My dear Kshatta, Vidura, the celestial damsels come down to those rivers in their airplanes with their husbands after sexual enjoyment. They enter the water and enjoy sprinkling their husbands with water. ययोस्तत्स्नानविभ्रष्टनवकुङ्कुम पिञ्जरं हृत्सरोऽपि पिबन्ति अम्ब पाययन्तो गजागजिः. After the damsels of heavenly planets bathe in the water, it becomes yellowish and fragrant due to kumkuma from their bodies. Thus, the elephants come to bath there with their wives, and the she elephants, and they also drank the water, although they are not thirsty. तारहेम महारत्न विमान शत संकुलां चुष्टां पुण्यजन स्त्रीभिर यथाकं सतडिद्गणम्. The airplanes of the heavenly denizens are bedecked with pearls, gold, and many valuable jewels. The heavenly denizens are compared to clouds in the sky decorated with occasional flashes of electric lighting. हित्वा यक्षेश्वरः पुरीं वनं सौगन्धिकं च तत् द्रुमैः कामदुग्धैर्हृदयं चित्रमाल्यफलच्छदैः. While traveling, the demigods passed over the forest known as Saugandhika, which is full of varieties of flowers, fruits, and desired trees. While passing over the forest, they also saw the regions of Yaksheswara, Raktakantha, Khaganika, Swaramandita, Sappadam, Kalahams, Kulapreshtham, Karadanda, Jalashayam. In that celestial forest, there were many birds whose necks were colored reddish and whose sweet sounds mixed with humming of the bees. The lakes were abundantly decorated with crying swans as well as strong stemmed lotus flowers. वनकुञ्जरा सङ्घृतुष्टा हरिचन्दनवायुना अदि पुण्यजनस्त्रीणां मुहुर्उन्मथन् मनः. All these atmospheric influences unsettled the forest elephants who flocked together in the sandalwood forest, and the blowing wind agitated the minds of the damsels there for further sexual enjoyment. वैधूर्यकृतः सोपान वाप्य उत्पलमालिनीः प्राप्तं किं पुरुषैः धृत्वा त आराध ददृशुर्वतं वटम्. They also saw that the bathing ghats and their staircases were made of Vaidhurya mani. The water was full of lotus flowers. Passing by such lakes, the demigods reached a place where there was a great banyan tree. Sayojana Shatotsedaha Padano पादोन विटपायतः पर्यकृताचलच्छायो निर्नीडस्तापवर्जितः. That banyan tree was 800 miles high, and its branches spread over 600 miles around. The tree cast a fine shade which permanently cooled the temperature, yet there was no noise of birds. तस्मिन् महायोगमये मुमुक्षुसरणे सुराः ददृशो शिव आसीनं त्यक्ता त्यक्तात्म sorry, त्यक्तामस्रम् इवान्तकम्. The demigod saw Lord Shiva sitting under the tree, which was competent to give protection to mystic yogis and deliver all people. As grave as time eternal, he appeared to have given up all anger. सनन्दनाद्यैर्महासिद्धैः शान्तैः सं शान्तविग्रहम् उपास्यमानं सख्या च भर्ता Guhyaka Lord Shiva sat there, surrounded by saintly persons like Kubera, the master of the Guhyakas, and the four Kumaras who were already liberated souls. Lord Shiva was grave and saintly. Vidyatapo yogapatam asitam tam adishwaram charantam vishwasuhridam vatsalya mangalam. The demigod saw Lord Shiva situated in this perfection. Let me start. The demigod saw Lord Shiva situated in his perfection as the master of the senses, knowledge, fruitive activities, and the path of achieving perfection. He was the friend of the entire world, and by the virtue of his full affection for everyone, he was very auspicious. लिङ्गं च तदा लिङ्गं च तापसाभीष्टं भस्मदण्डजटाजिनं अङ्गेन सन्ध्याभ्ररुचा चन्द्रलेखां च बिभ्रतम्. He was seated on a deerskin and was practicing all forms of austerity. Because his body was smeared with ashes, he looked like an evening cloud. On his hair was the sign of a half moon, a symbolic representation. उपविष्टं दर्भमय्यां वृषां ब्रह्म सनातनं नारदाय प्रवोचन्तं पृच्छ्यते शृण्वतां सताम्. He was seated on a straw mattress and speaking to all present, including the great sage Narada, to whom he specifically spoke about the absolute truth. कृत्वो कृत्वोरौ दक्षिणे सव्यं पादपद्मं च जानुनि बाहुं प्रकोष्ठे क्षमालाम् आसीनं तर्कमुद्रया. Yeah. His left leg was placed on his right thigh, and his left hand was placed on his left thigh. This sitting position is called Virasana. In his right hand, he held Rudraksha bead, and his finger was in mode of argument. तं ब्रह्म निर्वाण समाधि आश्रितं व्योपाश्रितं गिरिं सं योगकक्षां सलोकपाला मुनयो मनूनाम् आद्यं मनुं प्राञ्जलयः प्रणेमुः. All the sages and demigods headed by Indra offered their respectful obeisances unto Lord Shiva with folded hands. Lord Shiva was dressed in saffron garments and absorbed in trance, thus appearing to be the foremost of all sages. सतूपलभ्यागतम् आत्मयोनिं सुरासुरैरभिवन्दिताङ्घ्रिः उत्थाय चक्रे शिरसा शिरसाभिवन्दनम् अर्हत्तमः कस्य यथैव विष्णुः. Lord Shiva's lotus feet were worshipped by both the demigods and demons. But still, in spite of his exalted position, as soon as he saw that Lord Brahma was there among all the other demigods, he immediately stood up and offered him respect by bowing down and touching his lotus feet, just as Vamana Deva offered his respectful obeisance to Kashyapa. तथा परे सिद्धगणा महर्षिभिर्ये वै समन्ताद् अनुनीललोहितं नमस्कृतः प्राह शशाङ्कशेखरं कृतः प्रणामं प्रहसन् इवात्मभुः. All the sages who were sitting with Lord Shiva, such as Narada and others, also offered their respectful obeisance to Lord Brahma. After being so worshipped, Lord Brahma, smiling, began to speak to Lord Shiva. ब्रह्मवाच जाने त्वामीशमीश्वस्य जगतो योनिबीजयोः शक्ते शिवस्य च परं यत्तद्ब्रह्म निरन्तरम्. Lord Brahma said, My dear Lord Shiva, I know that you are the controller of entire material manifestation, the combination father and mother of cosmic manifestation, and the supreme Brahman beyond the cosmic manifestation as well. I know you in that way. त्वमेव भगवन् एतन् शिवशक्त्योः शिवशक्त्यो स्वरूपयोः विश्वं सृजसि पास्या अस्सि क्रीडन् ऊर्णपतो पटो यथा. My dear Lord, you create this cosmic manifestation, maintain it and annihilate it by expansion of your personality, exactly as a spider creates, maintains and winds up its web. त्वमेव धर्मार्थ दुघाभिपत्ये दक्षेण सूत्रेण ससर्जिताद्वरम् त्वयैव लोके वसिताश्च सेवतो यान् ब्राह्मणया श्रद्धदे श्रद्धदते दृढव्राताः. Let me say again, sorry. त्वमेव धर्मार्थ दुघाभिपत्तये दक्षेण सूत्रेण ससर्जिताद्वरम् त्वयैव लोके वसिताश्च सेवतो यान् ब्राह्मणा श्रद्धदते दृढव्रताः. My dear Lord, your Lordship has introduced the system of sacrifices through the agency of Daksha, and thus one may derive the benefits of religious activities and economic development. Under your regulative principles, the institution of four varnas and ashramas is respected. The Brahmanas therefore vow to follow this system strictly. त्वं कर्मणां मङ्गलमङ्गलानां कर्तुस्वलोक तनुषे स्वः परमावा परं वा अमङ्गलानां च तमिश्रम् उल्बणं विपर्ययः केन तद् एव कस्यचित्. O most auspicious Lord, you have ordained the heavenly planets, the spiritual Vaikuntha planets, and the impersonal Brahman sphere as the respective destinations of the performers of auspicious activities. Similarly, for others who are miscreants, you have destined different kinds of hells which are horrible and ghastly. Yet sometimes it is found that their destinations are just the opposite. It is very difficult to ascertain the cause of this. नवैसतां त्वच्चरणार्पितात्मानम् आत्मनां भूतेषु सर्वेषु अभिपश्यतां तव भूतानि चात्मानि अप्रत्यग्दिग्दृशक दिदृश्यतां प्रायेण रोषोऽभि भवेद् यथा पशुम्. My dear Lord, devotees who have fully dedicated their lives unto your lotus feet certainly observe your presence as Paramatma in each and every being, and as such, they do not differentiate between one living being and the other. Such persons treat all living entities equally. They never become overwhelmed by anger like animals who can see nothing without differentiation. प्रत्यग्दियस्कर्मदिशो दुराशया परोदयेनार्पितः रुजो निशं परान्दुरुक्तैर्वितुदन्ति अरुण तुर्दास् तान् मा विदित् दैव वदान् भवद्विदः. Persons who observe everything with differentiation, who are simply attached to fruitive activities, who are mean-minded, who are always pained to see the flourishing condition of others, and who thus give distress to them by uttering harsh and piercing words, have already been killed by providence. Thus, there is no need for them to be killed again by an exalted personality like you. यस्मिन् यदा पुष्करनाभमायया दुरन्तया स्पृष्ट धियः पृथग्दृशः कुर्वन्ति तत्र हि अनुकम्पया कृपां न साधवो दैव बलात्कृते क्रमम्. My dear Lord, if in some places materialists who are already bewildered by the insurmountable illusory energy of the Supreme Godhead sometimes commit offenses, a saintly person with compassion does not take this seriously, knowing that they commit offenses because they are overpowered by the illusory energy. He does not show his prowess to counteract them. भवांस्तु पुंस परमस्य माययां दुरन्तया स्पृष्टमतिः समस्तदृक् तया हतात्मस्व अनुकर्म चेतः स्व अनुग्रहं कर्तुम् इहार्हसि प्रभो. My dear Lord, you are never bewildered by the formidable influence of the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you are omniscient and should be merciful and compassionate toward those who are bewildered by the same illusory energy and are very much attached to fruitive activities. कुर्वध्वरस्योद्धरणं हतस्य भो तस् त्वया समाप्तस्य मनो प्रजापतेः न यत्र भागं तव भागिनो ददुः कुयाजिनो येन मखो निनीयते. My dear Lord Shiva, you are a shareholder of a portion of the sacrifice and you are the giver of the result. The bad priest did not deliver your share and therefore you destroyed everything and the sacrifice remains unfinished. Now, You can do the needful and take your rightful share. Jivatad yajamanoyam प्रपद्येताक्षिणी भगः भृगो स्मश्रूणि रोहन्तु उष्णोदन्ता च पूर्ववत्. My dear Lord, by your mercy, the performer of the sacrifice, King Daksha, may get back his life. Bhaga may get back his eyes, भृगु his mustache, and Pusha his teeth. देवानां भग्नगात्राणां ऋत्विजां चायो दास्मभिः भवतानुगृहीतात्मानं आशुमन्योस्व अनातुरम्. O Lord Shiva, may the demigods and the priests whose limbs have been broken by your soldiers recover from the injuries by your grace. एष ते रुद्रो भागोऽस्तु यद् उत्तिष्ठोध्वरस्य वै यज्ञते रुद्रभागेन कल्पताम् अद्य यज्ञहन्. O destroyer of the sacrifice, please take your portion of the sacrifice and let the sacrifice be completed by your grace. And we have successfully completed this. Hare Krishna. Thus ends the sixth chapter of the fourth canto entitled Brahma Satisfies Lord Shiva. Hare Krishna. I would not go in all the details of this, but I'll just touch few important just the next 10 minutes and then we will close if unless there are any questions. So many lessons. I don't know how many are we able to pick them, how many are we able to apply them in our life, but definitely reading again and again helps us to understand how important it is to be uh, in this mood of Lord Shiva, where we can see that he was very tolerant, and at the same time he was not tolerant when his followers were punished. uh, and here we can see that what he did is he sent his people, and then they just killed Daksha, and they have mistreated or well treated those who have misbehaved against Lord Shiva. And here in this sixth chapter, we are talking about Brahma is satisfying. There's whole description that demigods informed Brahma, and Brahma said, "You cannot be happy after offending a great personality like Lord Shiva. Pacify Lord Shiva by falling at his feet and beg his pardon. No one knows his glories." And informing that, hey, Lord Shiva is so merciful. He can definitely be merciful, and it's only that you have to go and approach and ask forgiveness or ask even solution. Yeah, in fact, yeah. And of course, Lord Brahma was saying you can't offend Lord Shiva. That is a very important principle. Brahma takes then the demigods to Kailasha, and there is whole description of Kailash from verse number 9 to 22. So nice. In fact, just like how Vaikuntha Varnana was given in the third canto, we can see how Kailasha Varnana is given in this chapter. There's whole beautiful description, what everything is there, and description of Alaka region, which is kind of a center of the whole Kailash. And then there are these wonderful rivers, Alakananda and what was the other river? Alaka and Alakananda. Yeah, so Nanda and Alakananda. And this is the places. I think, I don't know. Parth Prabhu, you are here, right? You may remember when you do this um, Chardham, yeah, when you go to this Gangotri, right? So these are the rivers that actually come together, and then this Rudraprayag, right? Or afterwards or before, I don't remember exactly, the rivers will come together. Then there is this darshan of Lord Shiva is described where he is in this Virasana, yeah, with his left leg on the right leg, on the right thigh, and the left hand on his left thigh, and then in this Tarka Mudra, where he was discoursing about the absolute truth to the devotees like Narada Muni, to the Kumaras, and all the others who assembled there. Yeah. And then after that, Darshan Brahma glorifies Lord Shiva is very nice from verse number 42 to entire, like till the end. There is this. glorification, which saying, hey, you are the source of the creation, you create this universe, the system of sacrifice, varnashram, and all this is so nice to understand the greatness of Lord Shiva directly from Brahma. He is saying the creation, I know that you are the supreme Brahman beyond the material manifestation. So we may see here, in fact, in the purport, yeah, we can see there is a reference given that sometimes Lord Shiva is praised on the level of Lord Vishnu because he is an incarnation of the Lord. Yeah, we know that the when Krishna is there, from the Krishna there is the first Chaturvyuha avatar where there is the Vasudeva Pradyumna, sorry, Vasudeva Sankarshana Pradyumna Aniruddha. And then there is further expansion from there. Again, Mahavishnu is coming, and Mahavishnu so is a form from whom, yeah, we can see Lord Shiva is not different from Mahavishnu, or they call Sada Shiva. Lord Vishnu is unattached to material activities and is untouched by the material external energy. But when he comes in touch with the external energy, when material activities have to be performed, he appears in his feature as Lord Shiva. So this is a reference from Purport that is given in this 8th canto, 7th chapter. Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are not different in the sense that the milk in the yogurt and the original milk are not different. And he goes further, Lord Brahma is saying, you have created the system of sacrifices through the agency of Daksha for deriving benefits of dharma and artha. And also you have this varnashrama. So here Brahma is indicating that since Daksha, the person who initiates dharma, is dead, dharma will be destroyed. So we definitely need a solution or rescue or mercy from Lord Shiva that Daksha can be restored back. So, and then he's saying in the verse 45, there is also purport is very nice. It says, Swarga, which is liberation or liberation for pious people, hell is for impious people. But what happened? But why do you do the opposite to some people? Huh? The question here is saying, hey, Daksha, who is following the religious principles, is performing yajna. So, and how can it be that you punish such a person? Huh? In fact, this is in connection to we are in the 4th canto and there is a canto 6th canto. Yeah. Brahma seemed to blame Lord Shiva, but now he clarifies that Lord Shiva's punishing Daksha is not due to his anger, but his mercy. Huh? By what? Kaimu Tika Nyaya. There is this a special kind of Nyaya. There is this animal, I forgot what is it called. Anyway, I think we get to that later. Yeah, I think it comes up. So here, first of all, it is said that why should pious Daksha die like this and impious Ajamil can go to the spiritual? How can he get liberation? That's the point. In this 4th canto 6th chapter 45 verse, Brahma seemed to blame Lord Shiva, but that's not. He is saying surrendered devotees do not become angry with other beings uh, because they observe your presence as Paramatma in everyone and thus do not differentiate among living beings. Uh, so even the devotees do not become angry. How could you become angry? This is his saying. There is no difference between the Lord's anger on the demons and his blessings on the demons because both are blessings on the spiritual level. So, you who are exalted need not kill sinful people as they are already killed by providence because of their differentiated vision. They have the problem. With that problem itself, they will they will cause their solution. We don't have to look for a solution for them. Sadhus do not show their prowess on such offenders because karma will act upon them. Yasmin yada pushkara nava mayaya durantaya sprita diyas धियः पृथक् दृशा कुर्वन्ति तत्र हि अनुकम्पया कृपां या अनुकम्पया causeless mercy न साधवो दैव बलात् कृते क्रमम्. So that karma will take care of those people, one need not worry. You are never bewildered by Lord's Maya, therefore you should be merciful towards those who are bewildered by Maya. So he's saying Daksha, who is of course practicing this religious duties, performing yajna, and he is devoted. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes maybe one will be carried by envy, one may be carried by anger, or some material influences. Yeah, being you exalted, you should just forgive. Brahma puts forth his request. You destroyed everything because the priest did not offer you a share. Let Daksha get back his life, Bhaga his eyes, Bhrigu his mustache, Pusha his teeth. Revive the demigods. May the injured demigods recover by your grace. Take your share. This is he was saying. In fact, it is not that Lord Shiva is doing all this because, as Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, it was anyway not expected. Lord Shiva was anyway not expecting or behind of the fruits that are coming from yajna. Just as a formality, he was just there, and whenever someone is offering, yeah, he would just offer that further to the Lord Vishnu. So Lord Shiva, in that way, we can see this whole pacification process of Brahma was going on so that Lord Shiva may forgive and also cause anukampa, anukampaya kripa, such a great causeless mercy. Okay, thank you so much for waiting. Yeah. We will discuss tomorrow how it ends. I think Daksha Yagya, I think there is one more chapter or one or two. Let me check. But yeah, we are getting close to some of the few points, how to apply them in our life, how to safeguard ourselves at the same time. We cannot be passive. We need to be active anyway. We have to continue rendering services. And but of course, need not be that we only have to jump onto the same thing and then stamp on each other. And then, here we can see Lord Shiva just he left the arena. He didn't compete with Daksha. He just said, no, 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 no. How can you be? You are just, in fact, I am God. No, he didn't do all those things. He just uh, waited for the moment. Then the moment came where the demigods themselves came and asked forgiveness, what mistake they have done. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Any thoughts or any questions? Yeah, you know. Okay. No questions. Then thank you very much. I request you to please read the purports. I've just gone very briefly. Yeah, some nice purports, and yeah, that may definitely help. पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।